This is so good. Why aren't the games like this?
Gee, I don't know. Maybe shave? Your face looks puffy when you don't.
So, Ricardo 2, what's your favorite, Sonic toy line? Jazzwares? Yeah, that's a pretty common answer. Second, Resaurus. Pretty common too. They're kind of neck and neck. Third,
Tommy.
Yeah, they made some pretty good stuff. What about what's your fourth?
Funko Pop?
No, that wasn't a set.
I like the Erector sets.
No, those were like Legos.
Oh, the Lego Dimension set.
No, that's an actual Lego. There was another Sonic toy line. I forgot what it was though.
You forget a lot.
Anyways, I'm just gonna head to my room, stare at my collection. Hey.
Okay, time to stare at my collection. What do we... Who's that guy? I don't know, maybe I should look around some more. Oh my god, it's Toy Island. Shortly after the fall of Resaurus, Sega wasted no time finding a brand new master toy partner. Sonic Adventure was still hot, so they needed new toys to promote it. In comes Toy Island. Toy Island is an American toy company that was founded back in 1992 and closed its doors I don't know when. We know their last toy line was in 2007, but we don't know when the company actually closed its doors. Now maybe some of you are asking, well, what if they're not closed? Well, let's be clear. Their very last toy line in their archive was from 2007, and they have had no presence at any toy fairs in recent history. But we also know that they closed their doors because the company by the name of Technosource changed its name to Toy Island in 2016. They produced figures for different franchises such as RoboCop, Terminator, and The Mummy? Yeah, if you guys don't know, Toy Island never had a really good lineup of licensees. Sonic was next to the last license that they had. As I mentioned earlier, their last toy line was Universal Monsters in 2007. Sonic X was the last license before that in 2005. If you go on the Toy Island archive, you can see a very lackluster lineup. But they still were a toy company, and they did produce Sonic the Hedgehog action figures. Now I think it's safe to say that this is by far the most overlooked toy line out of any Sonic toy line. Resaurus is renowned and praised as one of the best Sonic toy line, if not the best. Jazzwares was later considered to be the best with all the variety of different items that they had, with Super Poseurs, 5-inch figures, the wide range of characters that they had for their 3-inch line, 10-inch figures, a bunch of other stuff. Tomy made some of the best Sonic plushes to date, and also put out some pretty cool figures as well. It's been around 8 months since Tomy's lost the license, but they're still selling stuff in stores as they're getting rid of stock, so it's safe to say that they're still very fresh in people's minds. But Toy Island, where do we begin? The most overlooked and underappreciated Sonic toy line in history. What do I think of them? What did they release? So, let's take a look at the history of the Sonic the Hedgehog Toy Island toy line. Let's go. Now, like I said, they started off making figures for Sonic Adventure, the most recent piece of Sonic media to come out at the time. But unlike Resaurus, they only made one wave of Sonic Adventure action figures, most likely due to Sonic Adventure 2 being right around the corner. So there's only one basic wave of action figures opposed to two like Resaurus had, but this wave does include more figures. It has Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Big, and Robotnik. The figure, like pretty much all Sonic figures, is displayed in bubble-carded packaging, with the Sonic Adventure logo and some art with the title Action Figures underneath it. The character-specific name and artwork at the bottom. Back of the box is more of the same, just showing off the other figures that you can collect, with the Sega and Toy Island logos at the bottom right, and saying that they're fully articulated figures, which is a stretch. I'm not sure if fully articulated is the right thing to say. And also a promotion for Sonic Adventure, saying that it's only on the Sega Dreamcast. The two notable missing characters are Amy and Gamma, but in their place is Eggman. I'm not really sure why they chose to go with Eggman opposed to an Amy or Gamma, a figure for Sonic to fight potentially. But anyways, these guys aren't the greatest. These figures are 5 inches tall, so there should be less room for error here. I understand that technology wasn't the greatest at the time, so figures weren't too accurate to how they should look, but at the same time, they could have done a little bit better with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles in particular. Big and Eggman look pretty decent, looking very similar to other action figures that would come later down the line. But Sonic, Knuckles, and especially Tails have really goofy faces. If there's one thing I can say that Toy Island has done better than any other Sonic toy line, are the accessories. Every character has character-specific accessories, as well as Chaos Emeralds and rings with every figure. Sonic has a snowboard, Tails has a Chow, as well as having automated rotatable tails, but at the same time, Tails is by a long shot the worst figure in the line. Knuckles has the worst accessory, just having an item box to hold your rings. Big has a fishing pole, as well as Froggy, and Eggman has a Kiki figure, the first Badnik to ever get an actual action figure. And also Kiki comes with a bomb. You're essentially getting two figures in one. Yeah, in terms of the actual figure itself and also accessories, Dr. Robotnik won by a long shot. Yeah, I see why this toy line is severely overlooked compared to others. It's undoubtedly the worst, but still, I'm kind of nostalgic about the figures, even though I did grow up on the Jazzwares more. I'm not sure if it was a lack of funds, I'm not sure if they were just a lazy toy company, but yeah, these were not the best. But that's not all they produced for Sonic Adventure. It seems that they took a note out of Resaurus' book and doubled it. That's right, they have big talking figures. The mini line includes Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and another Sonic with a resculpted head. Once again, they don't look the greatest, as they're just bigger versions of the figures that already released. Each figure comes with two lines, Sonic being, "Oh yeah, this is happening," "Ready to roll, champ, let's go." Tails is, "We did it," as well as, "Come on Sonic, we need to get busy." Knuckles is, "Time to make a house call," and "Whoa, that was incredible. I've never seen anything like it." Is it just me, or does each figure's lines sound a little sexual? They all have stands that correlate to the color of the characters, and that's pretty much it. They're nice additions, and it's cool that they included Tails and Knuckles, and hopefully I can pick these up one day, as I really love Sonic Adventure and love to get more merchandise. But we can't forget about the legend. Yes, that's right. Maybe some of you guys have been waiting for it. The Sonic Adventure Bendy figures. These were little guys who could bend around. You couldn't really put them in too many poses as they're just really little, but they're still pretty neat nonetheless. The first box set included Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, and Tails. They are also sold on single cards, but the box set did come with Chaos Emeralds. But Big and Eggman weren't put in box sets, so you had to get them in separate releases. Now here's the coolest thing of all. There was somebody else planned. Yep. You're thinking of him, E102 Gamma. In this promotional image, you can see a little prototype E102 Gamma who's looking pretty weird. Gamma has really thin limbs, and there's not too much you can do with him. I can understand why they got rid of him, but honestly, for a little Bendy figure, just throw some plastic out there, and people would buy it. It's Sonic. Also, this guy would be very rare nowadays. It sucks that he never saw the light of day, as we don't get a lot of Gamma merch at all, but at least we did get the Bendy figures, which are nostalgic to a lot of people, and they're unique. Now, those are all the Sonic Adventure action figures that Toy Island did, but that's not all that they made. Let me show you. Now, to my audience under 25, I know what you love. School. Of course, everybody loves school. Whether you're in elementary, middle, high, or college, everybody loves going to learn. So if you want to be the coolest kid in the classroom, you'll pull up with some Sonic Adventure school supplies. Let me show you exactly what you need. First things first, they made a Sonic the Hedgehog tape measure, a Tails stapler, a Knuckles pencil sharpener, and of course, a big tape dispenser. I'd say these are necessities to put inside of your pencil case. But the party doesn't stop there. You have a Sonic 3D eraser set. It includes Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Big, and a Chow. You know, when people are writing you notes asking if you want to hang out outside of school or go on a date, you're going to need to erase any errors that you make in your letter with your Sonic the Hedgehog eraser. Let's not forget about the school supply I never leave the house with, my Sonic Adventure gel pens. That's not it. There are also desk organizers of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, rulers, scissors, glue sticks, as well as colored pencils. If there's anything I missed, make sure to let me know in the comments below, as there seems to be a lot, but I think I got it all. Anyways, that's all that Toy Island did for Sonic Adventure. Outside of a couple canceled plushes and the Bendy figure of Gamma, nothing really got snubbed. It was a good run. They put out a lot of stuff. Definitely more than Resaurus, more variety of things. But where did they go from beyond there? Well, I'm pretty sure you guys know. Oh, Sonic X. personally one of my favorite pieces of Sonic media. A lot of nostalgia contributes towards that, but it's safe to say that a lot of 2000s kids would not be Sonic fans if it wasn't for this show. It was very popular, and it's why I'm a Sonic fan today. Now I should note that Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Advance released before this show aired, so there was a golden opportunity for either repackaged figures or brand new figures. I have no idea why they didn't make Sonic Adventure 2 figures. Resaurus was planning on it, why didn't Toy Island make some? But anyways, after a 2-year gap of the master toy partner of Sonic not making figures for him, do they come back swinging, or do they make the exact same things that they did before? That's right, the figures were repackaged. And to top it all off, they took away accessories. All they have now are Chaos Emeralds, but the thing is, how can you look at Tails and then look at Sonic X Tails and think that they look similar? Yeah, the line includes all of the characters that were in the Sonic Adventure line, now just in Sonic X packaging with less accessories. Now, I just want to get this out of the way. Merchandise doesn't make me upset. These are pieces of plastic, and if they honestly get on your nerves, are you okay? It was just a lazy choice, but thankfully, Toy Island fixed that by adding keychains! That's right, they re-released the figures again, but this time they have their own character-specific keychain, except for Eggman, he comes with cheese. Yeah, I'm obviously joking. It's nice that Toy Island included something extra because they did remove some stuff from Sonic Adventure. Is it as cool as the Sonic Adventure toys? Nope, but at the same time, it's a better addition than just having Chaos Emeralds. Alright, but seriously, Toy Island did make brand new sculpts finally after 3 years and released action figures with Chaos Emeralds. Now this is a different action figures with Chaos Emeralds, as they are actual Sonic X figures opposed to just repackaged ones. The line includes Sonic, Shadow, Cream, Rouge, and Chris! Sonic is a brand new sculpt and they all look relatively consistent to each other, similar to how they look in the show. Also, it's the first Cream, Rouge, and Chris Thorndike figures. Also, the last Cream, Rouge, and Chris Thorndike figures. Cream comes with cheese because, you know, they're a package duo. And I honestly like these figures. They're nothing crazy as they're just standard Toy Island Sonic figures, so they don't have a lot of articulation. Big technology advanced over those couple of years to where the figures could look accurate to how they should look. Now to be clear, we don't have anything to base Cream, Rouge, and Chris off of, as I don't think we'll ever get a Chris figure ever again, but I think it's safe to say that Cream and Rouge may come down the pipeline in the future with Jakks Pacific. But we've received plenty of Sonic and Shadow figures, and obviously they're not so accurate, but they were obviously being based off of Sonic X artwork. I don't own a single one of these figures as they're very expensive nowadays, mainly for being the first figures of Rouge, Cream, and well, Chris is pretty cheap, but it's nice that Toy Island finally got around to making brand new sculpts after many years of waiting. Toy Island didn't stop there. There were plenty of other things to come. I'm very nostalgic about this line, as I own a decent amount of the figures in it. Megabots Series 1. It was a set that included 6 figures, and 5 of the figures you were able to build into a bigger Megabot. By the way, Megabot, also known as RBX DO5, only was in the pilot for Sonic X, nothing else. I guess they got a copy of the first episode and based everything off of that. The only other figure to not have a Megabot piece is a Sonic, which comes with the robot, as well as the letter X for the show's logo. They also re-released the set, but this time they removed Amy and put in another Sonic. You don't want female representation, do you, Toy Island? I see why you went out of business, haha! It also might be due to the incorrect color of her arms, you never know. Yeah, I own a decent selection of them. I own 2 of the Sonics, the Knuckles, and the Shadow is still in box on my wall. I should also mention that I own the Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman of the original Sonic X line. I didn't point out that I own a couple of those. But yeah, these are decent. They're brand new sculpts and they look much more accurate to how Sonic X characters look. Not necessarily how Sonic characters look as a whole, but for the show, they're pretty accurate. Yeah, Shadow looks a little funky, but they're charming and I enjoy having them. They're smaller and they do look more accurate to how Sonic characters usually should look. And thankfully, Tails finally looks halfway decent. No Jakks Pacific Tails, but he looks pretty good. Yeah, Toy Island made some big improvements. Let's see what else they were. Oh god. The first strange toy line choices that Toy Island went with were Space Fighter Sonic figures. This line included Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles, Tails, and also Missilerus, which is an interesting choice. Fun fact, Missilerus never was in space, and the characters never wore any of these in space in the show. Yeah, this was a pretty big money grab. They slapped some armor onto them, and boom, there you go. You can sell new toys. They're whatever, they're really inoffensive. I honestly wouldn't mind having these just to add to the collection. And Sonic X is a big part of my childhood, but I can acknowledge that these aren't the greatest toys. The next wave, Metal Force, is an interesting one too. I only own one figure, the Sonic one, and this one is simply just metal outfits. Nothing crazy, nothing brand new. I can admire the Space Fighters in some way for adding more stuff, but here they didn't do too much, which honestly makes the figures look a little better. They just made new molds and slapped the heads of the old figures onto them. They all come with staffs and swords, and yeah, same as last one, they're inoffensive, and I wouldn't mind finishing off the set someday. But of course, there are more re-releases. That's right, Toy Island wasn't done. They decided to bring over the 10-inch figures, one of Sonic talking and one where he doesn't, and also Tails and Knuckles, but instead of them talking, they're just big figures. Obviously, the voice for the Sonic figure was Ryan Drummond, but now Jason Griffith was voicing Sonic, so they're just sound effects now. Also, the infamous Bendy figures are back, all of which are pretty much the same, except they added a Shadow Bendy. Also, they changed up a couple packs, a repackage of the original, and another one where they add a Golden Sonic, one with Eggman, and another one with Shadow. I own 0 of the Toy Island Bendy figures, but I would love to own them someday. You know, see what they're like, play with them, feel them. Oh, that came out wrong. Now, these next two products are extremely popular, but not because of Toy Island. Although they did start the line, somebody else improved on them, who we'll get to in the next episode. But we're talking about the Sonic and Shadow Superposers. That's right, they started the Sonic Superposers. Not only the articulation and size of them, but also the name Superposers. These guys are pretty okay. The plastic's very cheap and the paint is all over the place, especially with the eyes. But honestly, I kinda have respect for Toy Island for starting these. I'd really love to get Toy Island Superposers, as they're the very first Superposers ever. I should also note that there was a scrap Tails and Knuckles Superposer planned, but as we know, those eventually came out under a different company. But yeah, I think it's really cool that they started the Superposers, and being one of the last things that Toy Island ever made, it's kind of a cool thing to go out on. Honestly, looking back on all of the Sonic X stuff they made, it was pretty okay. They're not very articulated and they don't look that accurate to how Sonic characters look, but they have a charm to them. I'm very nostalgic about them, and they're a part of Sonic history. They also made the only Rouge and Cream figure, so that's something. But they made some figures for the show, and if a kid wants to play with toys and create his own adventures, they're perfect for that. That's all of Sonic X stuff. Now, you might be saying, why aren't you closing out the video yet? Why are you talking? Shut up, Ricardo. Well, there's one more thing. In Toy Island's last year of their contract, it was the Sonic the Hedgehog 15th anniversary, and say what you will about it, but it still was a milestone. So, there was a very complicated product that came out, a 15th anniversary Sonic statue, and there were only 2,500 of them made. Now this thing went through a complicated history. It was cancelled, then uncancelled, and then made available through a totally different method to purchase. Now this isn't a Sonic 06 statue, it's actually a Sonic X statue. If you look at this promotional image right here, yeah, that's Sonic X 15th anniversary. For the longest time I thought this was based around Sonic 06, but I guess not. The only way to purchase this thing was through a phone number. That's right, if you saw an ad and you got the phone number, boom, it's yours. But there was no website to buy this thing in the year 2006. But anyways, it's nothing crazy. It's no first 4 figures, it's its own thing. And I honestly like it, even if it's cheaper. I'm honestly kind of nostalgic about the 15th anniversary because of 06 and Sonic X. But yeah, it's definitely the most high quality thing Toy Island ever put out, and it's good that that was its final product. As I mentioned, the end of Sonic and Toy Island was a mystery. We don't know when Toy Island ended, all we know is that they lost the license around 2006-2007. As I said in the beginning of the video, this is by far the most overlooked, unappreciated Sonic toy line. And honestly, for good reason. There's so many other toy lines that have standout products, but Toy Island really doesn't. They've made some of the wackiest stuff, but honestly, wacky doesn't necessarily make for the best toy line. I own a lot of them, and I love Sonic Adventure. I love Sonic X. It's just Resaurus made better Sonic Adventure figures, and Sonic X didn't really receive the best treatment, as the actual Sonic X line was very small. They'll go down in the history books as the second Sonic Master toy partner with the most complicated history and somewhat longest run. And their legacy, if you'd like to call that, carried on somewhere else.
Well, hey guys, it's me, Ricardo 2. Ricardo 1, or normal Ricardo's is out right now, doing something, I don't know. But I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out, sticking around. The next episode is a big one. Obviously, the J is coming. If you still don't know what I'm talking about, it's crazy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This was a pretty big one to make. It should be out already. It's 3:27 right now. So it's gonna be up in a couple minutes that I'm filming this right now. So thank you all so much for watching. I love all of you. Anyways, I'm gonna go figure out what life is because I was kind of just born today. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace out.